Welcome everybody. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a giant art haul. It has so many amazing products. There's a lot of brand new products or very new to the market products in here. There is also some just things I've wanted to try for the longest time, plus some little bit of unique things. It's going to be a bit of a varied thing. It's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait to show you everything. Let's get started. First off, I have some golden heavy body mixed melange paint. So I have a love-hate relationship with acrylic paint. I actually prefer oil paints generally because they stay wet for longer. Obviously, this is just acrylic paint, and one of the things I do love about acrylic paint is I love soft body paints which go on smoothly. Like even acrylic markers, they generally go on smoothly. This is heavy body, which is very different for me, which can add some texture like brush strokes to your painting. It isn't something I normally go for, but I have wanted to try golden paints for a very long time. I see all of the amazing acrylic artists using golden, and in Australia it's actually a lot harder to get golden paints. Only a few stores sell it. I haven't seen it in most places I've been, and I got this from the art store or the art shop, and they're probably one of the very few places that actually sell golden. And because I want to try some golden paints, I figured this is a great set because it has all of these colors. It has 12 different colors, 2 yellows, 2 reds, 2 blues, 2 greens, a buff titanium, which is a cream color, a brown, umber, black, and a white. So I think it's a really, really good set because it has the warm shades of every primary, and it also has the cooler shades of every primary. So I think with these, you should be able to make pretty much any color. And I think this is going to be really fun to try. I actually bought this set ages ago. It's a really long time ago now, and I haven't actually unboxed it because I want us to do a review, and I just haven't got around to doing that yet. So I'm going to do that in the near future, and hopefully I'll make some pretty cool art with this paint, and hopefully I can actually mix some really awesome colors as well. So that is the first product, 12 heavy body golden acrylic paints. Now, the second product is also acrylic paints, but this is Martha Stewart paint. I actually believe that this is a new range, that she may have had some paints a long time ago that were discontinued, but has recently reintroduced the paints. I'm going to take these all out. I bought the Spring Bloom color selection, which are all very, very bright, pretty colors. Let me just get these all out. Now, this is the range of colors I got. There's obviously, they're very pastel-y, they're very, very bright colors. There is no blacks or whites. They are just really, really beautiful colors. I have enough blacks or whites paint, so it's just something a little bit different. And I think I want to try some different things with these. I'm kind of excited to review them because, number one, they're satin paint. I probably have mostly gloss paints. I don't have any satin. I just don't have any satin. But what I think I really like about this, it says you can use wood, glass, metal, ceramic, fabric, cardboard. It talks about indoors, outdoor, dishwasher safe, machine washable. So I kind of really want to test it. Maybe, I'm not really sure yet, but I want to test it on some things that I would not normally paint, like glass or metal, to see how it goes. I want to try it on some fabric and actually put it in the machine and see how realistic those claims are. I think this is going to be just really nice to try. This is, as I said, this is actually the spring version. She does have a range for every single season, and I think there's a holiday range. The autumn range has a lot of oranges and browns, very earthy. This is spring, as I mentioned a couple of times. The summer range is probably similar, but a little bit more bright. Obviously winter, I can't remember what the winter colors are, but I'm guessing they'd probably be a bit more muted. And there's a few other ranges there's a few other color ranges as well. So these are pretty new. I haven't seen them myself. I haven't seen them on YouTube. I haven't seen them anywhere, but apparently this is a pretty new range, and I'm really interested to see what they're like because they're just so beautiful. But the thing that they would be really nice for is painting flowers, and that is really outside my comfort zone. So I'll have to find something that I think fits me but fits these paints, because I absolutely love all of these colors. They're very much me. I love bright things. Like, I just like fun things, so I'm going to really enjoy trying these. I wouldn't mind picking up a cheap ceramic bowl or something from Kmart so I can paint that. I'll maybe find something metal to paint. I don't know. I just want to try various things and just see how well these work, how they stick to the actual surfaces that they claim to stick to. And as I said, are they machine washable? We'll find out, but let me know if you want to see that as a video and I'll review that. Sticking with the acrylic theme, I have something that is pretty cool for me to try, which is the new Black Edition markers, paint markers. Probably around this time 2 years ago, I did test out the pencils, the Black Edition pencils, and they were pretty good pencils for very cheap price. I was able to paint something on black. I was able to use them on black and get some pretty decent skin tones by mixing and layering the colors. I'm interested to see how these go because there's a few things I question about paint markers that are for black. Number one, a lot of the time fluorescent colors will be quite transparent, but these are designed to go on black, so I'd expect them to be pretty opaque. Are they opaque? Are any of the colors opaque? I kind of would expect the metallics to be pretty opaque because that is traditionally, I can't speak. Traditionally, metallic do work really well on black. They actually usually come out better on black than they do on white. And then there's this set of primary colors, this the white, black, yellow, red, green, blue. What I'm going to struggle with for these is I don't have any color range. Like, I don't have skin colors. I don't have a brown, for example. I do want to see if I can mix them by layering them when the paint's still wet. Maybe I can get a paintbrush in. If I use some, yellow, red, and maybe a little bit of blue, can I make it brown? That's what I'm really interested in, and I'm going to show you this. I have this bottle. I was going to paint this bottle a long time ago. I changed my mind what I was painting with it, and then I went over it with gesso, and then I went over it with the blackest black paint. So I want to actually paint this with these markers and see how it goes. That should be really interesting, and I'll try to do something else on some black paper and really test these out. I think what I like about these, I'm a Faber-Castell girl. I love Faber-Castell product. These are pretty budget friendly. There's a lot of budget friendly sets out there, but some of them are pretty overwhelming and have 30, 60, 90 pens. Some people don't want that. Some people just want some basic sets. So these are a little bit cheaper because you're only getting a very small set, but they're a little bit of fun. They're a lot cheaper than what you'd get with Posca. One thing that is awesome with these pens is they have dual ends. They have the normal nib at one end, and then they have a bullet nib at the other side. So I should be able to get some detail. So I cannot wait to try these and see how they go. It's nice to kind of increase my range of acrylic markers and get something that's a little bit different. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, sticking with acrylic markers, I have a 24 set of Artisty by Antonino acrylic markers. I believe they have a second set. This is their new set that has only been released in the last couple of months. So they have a primary set. This set will contain 2 of the same colors. Let me just open these. Just by looking at the numbers, 23 and 24, the black and the white, I would believe that these would be in the original set, and then it goes all the way to 46. I do not have the original set. The original set, I believe, is a little bit brighter. I wanted something just a little bit different again. I see people use the same markers all the time, and I want to try something new. I want to try things that haven't been done to death. I want to try things that are just going to increase my range, and because these colors are a little bit more muted, there's a little bit of skin tones in here, these are going to increase my range of acrylic markers by a lot. There's a lot of nice colors in here. If I wanted the brighter colors, I could have gone for the other set, but I wanted to try their brand new range, and I've already got other markers, so I think these will complement my Artex markers really well. Let's just look at these. They're a lot thinner. They're very lightweight. I haven't actually pulled these out yet, so this is my first time. It is very light. It says it can be used on paper, cardstock, wood, and plastic. So we'll give that a go. Let's see what it looks like once you take the lid off. So it looks like it's already pre-activated, just a normal thick bullet nib. I guess that is. Is that a bullet nib? You can tell me. So they're going to be a lot of fun. Actually, that begs the question. Now I'm going back to the Faber-Castell. I have no idea if these are pre-activated either. I can see that you can see the liquid inside. These have to be activated, and that will be the same. So you can see how much liquid is left in these. Oh, that one's 3mm, 1mm. So I will have to activate these. It just says shake and paint acrylic marker, so they should be okay. But these other ones are pre-activated. I'm not gonna lie, people, when I see a marker is already activated, I am so happy. There's times when I would grab some of my Artisty paint pens. They're very, very fine tips, which are great when you want to get small detail. Then I'll take the lid off and I'll see that it hasn't been activated, and I know it takes 2 seconds, but there's a color that's only 2 shades different that already is activated. I'm going for that one every time. So having these pre-activated is huge. Faber-Castell, well, they're not pre-activated, but either are a lot of markers. I'm at least glad for the Faber-Castell. There is a lot of paint in those pens. The fact that it's see-through and you can actually see through the window how much paint is left, there is a lot of paint in there. So that is going to be there's going to be a lot of paint. These have a lot of paint. These are going to last a long time because there is a lot of paint in these markers, as long as I'm just using them not to paint something giant like a giant poster. They'll be fine. So I think these are going to be really awesome, and these are going to be really nice. I love that they're muted. I think they would be great for, I don't know, something scenic, for portraits, for... There's a perfect portrait set, honestly, with all of these browns and creams and things like that. I'd probably want to mix them with my other colors, but we'll see. We'll give these a go and test them, and yeah, I'm excited to try these out. Now, my next product I'm going to show is actually 3 different products, but they're all related, so I want to show them together. Firstly, I have some UV resin. It's just clear resin. I also have just a box of UV colored resin. It has several colors: white, gray, red, orange, pink, tender green, light blue, purple, and majestic eggplant. Very interesting combination of colors. And of course, to go with these 2 things, I also bought a UV lamp. It's a double-sided lamp that I can use. I can use both sides if I want to at once, or I could just pull it apart and just use the single side. So that's going to be a lot of fun to try these. I absolutely love resin. I have epoxy resin and I've had it for years, and I haven't used it for the longest time. And the reason I haven't used it for a long time is because resin is quite expensive. I think with this kind of resin, because it's no mixing, if you just want to have a dot of something, like if you're doing something with clay and you just want to add some pupils or something small, you don't have to worry about mixing in anything. You can just use a little bit you want and then use the UV in it. So it's going to be a lot less mess. Epoxy, full on, there's 2 types of things. You've got the hardener, you've got the resin, you've got to mix them. It is very, very messy. It is very, very expensive. I'd love to do more with resin. I'd love to get better at it, but because it is so expensive, I tend to not do too much because I can waste money just practicing. I made some placemats a few years ago and they were so beautiful, but I didn't mix the resin enough. So some of the actual placemats started leaking. They never hardened properly. They were just sticky, so I had to throw them out, but the actual placemats were probably $20, I think. I had the coasters as well, probably another 10, so it was $30. And then I had the cost of the resin, cost of the pigment. It was a really expensive exercise to throw in the bin. So I haven't done a lot. And plus, one of the things about resin, even though I absolutely love it, and I think you can do some amazing things, my dream is to do a resin table one day, and but that's just expensive, and you need to have certain, I was going to say skills, but I don't think it's not necessarily the skills, but you've got to have things like you got to have these nice bits of wood, the planer to do the actual, to put it through when you've actually set it. There's just a lot of things, and probably you need space as well. I was going to say you need to have some kind of mold, but I think you can make the mold pretty easily out of Corflu and some silicone, so I don't think that's an issue, but it's really, really big. And if I'm not great at resin, if I'm still making mistakes, even just my small epoxy stuff, I'm not going to spend hundreds of dollars, maybe $1,000 on resin to do a giant table and then have something go wrong. So I'd have to get my skills up, which means using my resin. And I have these, and I do have my epoxy still, and I kind of want to do some projects. I want to do, I don't know, I just want to get more into the resin side of things and have some fun with it, because I absolutely love it, but I don't do a lot of it just because it's so expensive and it's so messy. But yeah, it is so much fun, and because these are no mix and I can just do little things at a time, they're not for giant projects. There's not a lot of resin here, it's just a small amount kind of thing. I think this is going to be fun just to get my feet wet again. I'll pull out my epoxy, I'll do some stuff with molds soon as well. I can't wait to get that done. I can't wait to do it. I love it. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be great. Now the next item is something I've had for a while. It is the Stewart Simple Culture Hustle Prism. Now what this is, I've had this and I haven't used it. It is basically, there's a glue in here and you put the glue on with this little stick and then you put this prism on it. It kind of becomes a silvery rainbow effect. Like you lose the original color. It's pretty pigmented, it's pretty strong. But it kind of looks like when you have oil outside on the road, how it makes that beautiful rainbow. And that's what this will do. It will be like a silver rainbow on anything you put it on. On the Culture Hustle website, I recall they did it on I think it was on some Nikes or something, or Adidas. They actually just did it on the actual swoosh. So it can be used over proper products. You'd have to obviously seal it in afterwards, but this is kind of an amazing little thing. Now, it's not something you'd use every day. There's a project I have in mind that I want to use this for, but I'm kind of getting up the courage to do that project because it's a little bit intimidating. It's one of those projects where I think it's going to be fun, but I just want to completely plan it out right, and I'm just not there yet. I just don't have my concept right, and I don't want to make a mistake, but I think this is going to be a big part of that, and it's just going to be amazing, and I'm probably going to be obsessed in it when I'm done. If only I could get it back in the box. It doesn't want to go back in the box. It's like going, use me. Ah. So it's got the 30mm stick, which is just the glue. They're 3 grams of prism and the applicator. I've got to say, that little jar, that 3 grams, it looks decent size when you look at the jar, but 3 grams is so little, which is why I want to save this for the exact right project. I don't want to waste this on something that's not important. This is going to be something that's going to be a game changer for a project. It's going to bring something to life, so I'm really excited to try that in the near future. This is kind of a similar theme to the last 2 things. It is just pigments. Now, these powders can be mixed with resin, but these are also all metallic colors. So there's purpley pink, there's a goldy green maybe. This one here on my angle looks really rainbowy. It looks really beautiful. So I can mix this with my clear UV resin, or I can mix this with my epoxy, and it's going to just create really nice effects. I do have a lot of pigments already because of when I did start a few years ago, like 5 years ago, and I started using resin, I bought a lot of pigments, so I have a lot of stuff. But to get some more of the metallic pearlescent kind of colors is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be awesome, because I found when I started buying pigments a few years ago, some of the pigments were really expensive, and they were okay if you just got the normal colors, and that's what I stuck to. But I didn't get a lot of these more fun colors because they're just expensive. So things, as the trend has gone on for a few more years, things have actually got cheaper. So I think I didn't pay a lot for these. Probably a similar price. They probably cost me $10 for 10 colors. They're probably $1 each. There's not a lot in them, but you don't need too much. It's just to give something a little bit of prettiness. Like, I think this would be so nice if you did a mold or something and you just put this on the outside kind of thing, like you actually dusted it into the mold so you kind of get the color of that, and then you pour your clear resin or your colored resin in, and this will just give you that beautiful kind of shimmer on the outside of the actual thing that you're doing. So I think this could be really fun to play with. Now this one is a little bit more simpler. It is the Prismacolor Premier Coal Erase pencils. This is a 12 set. I have one of these for a really long time. I knew Jess Karp uses them. I remember drawing with Whiffles, used to use these a lot, and I've wanted them for a long time. They've just been on my Amazon wish list forever. These were just a half price a few weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago, and I bought these, and they're just awesome. The whole idea of color erase pencils is not to really do what they've got on the actual picture, which is to actually draw and color beautifully. These pencils are an amazing sketch pencil. So if you're doing a sketchbook spread, something like what Jess Karp does, where she would do lots of different color heads and things, these would be great for that. But because they're color erase, they erase really easily. A lot of color pencils don't. I do find if I use my electric eraser and my polychromos, I can actually get most of the color off. But if you're just working in your sketchbook and you're just doing something pretty chill, you're not going to necessarily have your electronic eraser. You just want to go quickly. You just want to go draw. Oh, I made a mistake, erase it kind of thing, kind of keep moving. So I think these are going to be fun for that. There is only 12 colors in here. There is a 24 set, but I actually don't need any more. I just think this is going to be great to play with. Like, I look at it and I go, wouldn't it be nice to do what Jess Karp does and actually just have some sketchbook spreads that have various colors and put them all on one single page? It's going to look nice. Or I can use the colors together, because, you know, if you have like a dark and a light color, maybe you can get some shading in there. So these are just going to be just part of my everyday sketching. I don't know if there'll be something for a video necessarily. They're just going to be kind of my sitting on the couch, sketchbook in hand, watching TV, streaming something, just sketching. So they're going to be awesome. Something a little bit different to just using my mechanical pencils, which I use a lot. Now, the next thing is it was given to me. These were given to me by my friend. These are by Cat Illustrations, who some of you will know. She has been on Jazz's channel before, or she worked with Jazzer on Insert Art. She is an amazing artist. I mean, look at this. Look at how beautiful her art is. It is absolutely gorgeous. She is a alcohol marker artist. She does acrylic paints and things like that, and probably a lot of other things as well, but she's quite renowned for her Copic alcohol marker designs. Like, she can do things with alcohol markers that most of us did not even know were possible, that we have our jaws like dropped on the floor going, what the? She's just amazing. So these sketchbooks I was going to buy, but they went out of stock really quickly on her website, and I told her that I wanted them, and then she held them for me, and she then didn't let me pay her. So these are just nice sketchbooks. These will be great for the pencils, They'll be great for everything, honestly. I did look at her website. They can be used for a few different mediums. I think it talked about she uses alcohol markers. I think she uses pencil. I can't even remember. I'll figure it out. Let me look at her website. Okay, let's look at her website, shall we? She says fine liner, alcohol markers, graphite, and acrylic paint. So pretty much all standard stuff I would be using anyway. I might be still a little bit hesitant with alcohol markers. I know they will probably bleed through, but I'm just gonna do whatever I feel like on the day, and I'm definitely going to use my pencils that I have over there and create some things that are going to put her beautiful art on the cover to shame. Look, I actually think I'm okay. Like, I've come a long way with my art and I'm kind of happy where I am at, but come on, she is a pro. Her art is absolutely stunning, and I'm not going to claim to be anywhere near as that, but that's okay. I'm at a different point in my journey. I'm at a different place. I have different aims, and that's the thing to always remember, is that don't compare yourself to others, really, because we're all got different goals. We all have different histories. We just, people have been doing this for years and years and years, so of course they can do amazing things. It doesn't matter if you feel like you're still a little bit, behind. Maybe you've started more recently or whatever. There's a lot of reasons for it. So I'm not really comparing myself to her, but she is absolutely amazing and I love what she can do. So check her out. Check out her website or her Instagram and follow her. I highly recommend it. And my final thing for my art haul is something I've wanted for the longest time, and I still want the other set of these. There's a second set, so let me show you. It is Holbein acrylic gouache. Now, I've never in my life owned any of the Holbein range. I am obsessed with Holbein. I really want their color pencils. I want their pastel pencils. They absolutely look beautiful. I do have the Brut Funa dupes, but the Holbein stuff, man, it just looks freaking amazing. So I wanted to get the gouache because I see people on Instagram who do gouache painting and they blow my mind with what they can do with gouache. So this is acrylic gouache, which is similar to it is closer to a matte acrylic paint in a sense, because it is waterproof. Traditional gouache can be reactivated in water. So this is a little bit different, but it is still gouache, so you can thin it out with water. And that's what I plan on doing. I only got the pastel set, and actually there's a lot of colors similar to my Martha Stewart paint, which is actually not intentional. I think it's intentional only because I am drawn to certain colors and these are absolutely stunning. I've been wanting this set of paints forever, but I would like to get the 12 range that has the standard colors as well, and to complement these, because there's not a lot of things you can do just pastels, but hey, I'm gonna try. I think these might actually work really, really well on black paper. And I think if you do them on black paper, it's going to bring in some of those darker values as well. I don't care that this is not a full range. I am happy. These are absolutely gorgeous colors, and I cannot wait to review these. And hopefully in the near future, I'll have the full range, or at least the complementary set to this. I don't need the full range. There's probably what we got. I don't understand. Okay, that doesn't tell me anything. I don't speak Japanese. I thought this might actually show some of the range. I think there's like probably hundreds of colors in the range. So I've got the 12 and I wouldn't mind the other 12 set. And what I see people on Instagram doing with the gouache, they always have these full paint page spreads, and they're always like little cottages or grass fields of flowers. They're absolutely stunning, and I want to be able to do what they do. I'm not going to say I'm going to be able to do it on the first go. It's going to take me a little bit of practice because it is a different style to what I'm used to. but I'm going to try, and I actually think I'm going to try it in one of these sketchbooks of cats. I think they're the right size, and I think a full page spread with the gouache is going to look amazing. I know she said on her website that you can use acrylic paint, so gouache should be fine. I'm probably not going to go too wet. Maybe I'll put some gesso down first, some clear gesso. Let me know if that will work. I haven't used these yet. I'm still going to learn. There's a lot of things I don't know about acrylic gouache yet, but I'm willing to learn. And that is my art haul. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see me review. Give me any ideas of what I should paint with some of these items or draw. I am open for any ideas because there's a lot of products that are brand new to me, like the satin paint, the Martha Stewart paint. What should I paint with them? What surfaces should I try for? What would you like to see me paint, as well as the gouache? What should I paint with the gouache? Like, what would be the best way of introducing me to a new product? And let me know which stuff you'd like to see me review first. I cannot wait to get started with some of these products and show you how they work and if they're actually really, really good. And that is all I have for you today. Don't forget to hit the like button and to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. And I would love you to leave me a comment. Tell me which of these items would you like me to review. Give me your advice. What should I paint with some of these things? I want to know. And what is your dream item? What is that one art supply that you have been craving for the longest time and you are so desperate to add, but you just haven't got around to it yet? I'll see you next time. Bye.